Just fucking do it. Subscribe now. And that's just how they say the story there. I mean, I wish I had some of those goddamn athletic genes that boy had. That's the world I come from. Not once, not twice, 3 goddamn times, Mr. Peña. Can you believe that cocksucker? 3 fucking times that boy. What kind of athletic genes does that boy have? And we got you drinking tea or coffee latte at fucking Starbucks. I got 100 stories just like that. 100 stories. Better stories, the reason why you're locked off from part of the castle, like the towers, because you're leapers. You have leaping genes in you. By the 3rd or 4th day, you want to kill yourself. The easiest place to kill yourself on this estate is jump off the towers. So we locked him up. I already told you we took all the swords and axes and shit. Why? Because by the 5th day, you know, better this guy puts an axe in his Serbian head. This is the real world. Paperwork's too much, so we locked all that shit up. You know the famous scene in Braveheart when they bend over and show their bare ass to the English? We've had guys try to cut with an axe because you're not supposed to wear anything under your kilts on graduation. I recommend highly you wear underwear. But trying to cut a guy's balls off when he bent over showing his ass. That's the real world. When your inhibitions are let out and you have too much to drink. And the ethnicities I told you about are the worst ones. The Pakistanis hate the Afghanistanis. I mean, kids, you're living in a delusional world. And this is your first step into the real world. But you're going to have all the tools you need. As long as you can find the motivated seller. If you can't find the motivated seller, you wasted your time. Have a nice trip around Scotland and go fuck yourself. But okay, any question? Okay, let's get back to the chairman. Any questions, specific questions about how you get this superhuman role model that's going to want to have anything to do with you? But you find him. You find him. Yes, sir.
Should I avoid all personal connections?
Yes.
Okay, so I know a guy who's worth a couple $100 million.
No.
Don't fuck with that.
I normally say this at the close. If you know him, forget it. If you know her, forget it. If you know it, forget it. If there's any possible blood connection, forget it. If you went to school with him, forget it. If you fucked his mother, forget it. This is tabula rasa, as Descartes said, a clean slate. I know not many of you read Descartes, but anyway, a clean slate. You're starting from scratch. Are you getting ready? Do you have a deal? You have signals that you raise your hand at the same time, or what is it? Shit?
I didn't even notice that he raised his hand.
Okay, go ahead.
What is the best place? Is LinkedIn the best place to search for a chairman?
Correct. It is a gift. Just like Corona was a gift from God, LinkedIn, and I know LinkedIn's been around 15, 18 years, is a gift from God.
So if healthcare was the industry I wanted to go in, I would find somebody that's high up in the
Okay. Ben Carson is not available. But Ben Carson would be the golden example of a healthcare chairman. Dr. Ben Carson. World famous pediatric neurosurgeon, former health secretary, whatever the fuck he was on the Trump administration. He is the gold. Okay? He's conflicted out the ass. So I mean, but I'm saying, you want Ben Carson? Jesus Christ! Maybe in America or not. I shouldn't say. Maybe in Europe they don't know Ben Carson, but I mean, in the free world, I mean, he is the guy. Former Surgeon General of the United States, not the current one, not the rainbow guy now, but the one before that. There's nothing wrong with being the rainbow. What I'm saying is, you want notoriety without controversy. Everybody understand that? You want notoriety without controversy. There's certain black athletes that, Michael Jordan used to be one of those. I don't know if he still is. That hardly did anything wrong and did almost everything right and was the world, okay? And then there's other black athletes that come subsequent to him only because he was a great athlete that fucked the pooch, in my judgment. They were nowhere near as great role models as him. Elgin Baylor and the Lakers back in the day. And so you want somebody that you don't have to explain about. And yes, they will talk to you. I don't know why they will talk to you. The model's that good. It transcends your fucking stupidity. And you still get them. Because, it just fucking works. And absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. When I started this 29 years ago, where I thought that, a gazillion people were just going to line up. And I give a seminar at the Heathrow Airport, 600, 700, 800 people. 500 would come away, well, I'm not him. It had just the opposite effect than I had planned for, hoped. Fuck, that guy's a world-class speaker. So then I had to go out and find meatheads. And now to say that my following is average is giving you a lot. You're not average. You're way below average in the financial. I mean, you're just shitbags. But I got nothing to tell you. I don't give a fuck. We have no refunds. Piss on you. I don't care. I give everything away free. So I can tell you the truth. It's like when I told you the first night, how many times have you guys, do I look fat in this, honey? And of course she looks fat, but you lie. Right? Yeah. Right. You fucking ain't right, you do. Well, I'm going to tell you, well, it doesn't matter whether you're fat, you're stupid. I mean, forget being fat or not. You got shit for brains. Does that mean translate? When a guy in Oklahoma tells you got shit for brains, that's insulting. Alabama, that's insulting. Now, I used to tell people in the city back in the early 80s they had shit for brains. They thought I was making a joke about it. You have feces for brains, you fucking retard. You understand what I'm saying? Too much inbreeding. And then they got it. Then they got insulted because inbreeding, the Brits have been accused of before. Okay, so guys, you got to find these people. And they just, they're not going to leap out at you. But they will respond to those phrases that I've taught you and that you're going to get in the flesh on the thumb drive. And don't think about why. Because, you can spreadsheet the fuck out of it. Why would this guy do this? Or why would this gal do this? Just a minute. I'm just a shitbag. It doesn't matter the why. It only matters the how. How you suck them into your vortex. How you suck them into your Venus flytrap. And you've got all the words. The words are smarter than you. The words are trial tested for decades. And they work. They've been, touched up a little in the last 10 years or so to keep modern, but they work. Yes, sir.
My question was to do with the location of these chairmen. Should they be local to you?
Not
same
plural.
country?
You're not having more than one chairman. Not chairmen.
Sorry, and chairman. Just one chairman.
Okay. Well, ideally, you live in London. Okay. Ideally, London. But life's not that simple. I just told you we had a guy from Manchester who was a recently retired CEO of a big healthcare deal who drove down to London, took my guy, you, to dinner. And I remember getting an email, or Kim got an email. I tell you, don't go to dinner, right? I tell you, don't go to lunch. I tell you. And so he's invited me to dinner at his club. Well, the guy sounds serious, right? He's not taking this little shithead to the club unless he's gay or something. I didn't even think about that. So I said, yeah, go. And he's now the chairman for this kid. And some of the old guys, do you play golf or do you play? Let's have a round. Let's play tennis next week. Now that's a little too much foreplay for me. Ultimately, that I did have a relationship with golf. I did have a relationship about tennis, etc. But I mean, but if he asks you, it's because he wants to get to know you better. That's a good sign. As opposed to, I've had guys walk into the guy's club and he looks at him and he says, I'm sorry, I've had a last minute change in my plans. I apologize for having you come here, but our meeting's canceled. And so I asked you, what did you look like? With your earring down to here, and your tattoo looking like you're from Tasmania. Those dogs, those accoutrements don't hunt. 100% they don't hunt. We've had guys that don't wear their earrings here and they cover their tattoos up here, and then they go out into the real world and they put their earrings back on and they uncover their tattoos and they fail. I'm not saying that's right, wrong. I'm just telling you how it is. But I remember I was at the America at the Harvard Club, and one of you was there, not because you went to Harvard, but because you were being asked to dinner at the Harvard Club by some potential chairman. And so the kid came up to me, and I was trying to pretend I didn't know him. And he said, I'd like to introduce you to my potential chairman. Whose idea was this, yours or his? His. Okay. I'm glad to. Took my napkin, put it over, waddled over there. Said, how do you do? My name is Dan. Stood up, and how do you do? He says, oh, I heard about you, just, coincidental. I thought since you were here, blah, blah, blah. And as opposed to, I've had plates thrown at me at the Harvard Club as well. So not this time, but it was very pleasant chat. Most people, if they can get by, and we're going to talk about the last day, whether you use my name, how you can use my name, if you can use my name, or the QLA mantra, etc. Okay, we'll talk about that last day. But 99% of the people, if they can get beyond the messenger to the message, you're in like Flynn. A lot of people can't get beyond me as a messenger because of the way I talk. Okay. Which isn't going to change. Okay. So most people, and all the evidence is that the model works. That bodes well for you. All the evidence in the last 25 years is that we haven't hurt anybody. A couple of guys, I've told you about the guys that have stolen and shit like that, but that works for you. The fact that I've been around a long, long time and the model works bodes well for you. I just didn't come off, a spaceship and land last week and all of a sudden come up with all this shit. So if you use it properly, and I'm going to give you guidelines on how to use it, not how I would use it, but how you use it in the 21st century and how you use it effectively today, because I have got a great reputation. I've been around a long, long time. This is not a fast buck scheme. This is, that's why, even though we have some guys being successful, dinosaurs, etc., but they're way in the minority. We're going to show you the old-fashioned way how to make $100 million in 3.5 years. 100 million pounds, 100 million euros. Okay? That's the beginning of your first step towards generational wealth. And almost all the publicity in the newspaper is positive. Not all, but almost all. And the interviews, although I don't give many interviews anymore, are all pretty positive. So you have that, not as a cushion. I don't want you to think of it as a cushion. I don't want you to think of it as a crutch. But there's nothing negative about that. It's now how you use it, or whether you choose to use it. That's up to you. It's up to you. But the model has been successful every place except for Antarctica. We've done deals. And vis-a-vis comparing to other models, which there's no comparison, none of these other models are, creating hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. I mean, the NEOM deal in Saudi Arabia, that's, I don't know, I can't verify this fact. That $2.3 trillion is more than the entire personal development industry since the beginning of time. One deal. That's it. So when we talk about, some of the guys never use my name. That's fine. Some of the guys, in my judgment, ride my name too hard. But both ends work. It really depends on your personality, how you want to use it. A lot of ethnicities know that I don't want to do business with them. I don't keep that a secret. I got I might have mentioned this, I got a street named after me by a Pakistani Muslim construction group 3 months ago. And even though they know how I talk, but so you will develop your own feel for how to use it or not use it. But there's a couple things I'll tell you the last day that I absolutely will reject. If in any way, shape, manner, or form you lie about it, I'm not in business with you. And a few of the kids have done that, in which they're not now because I stopped it. I went to court once a few years ago to stop somebody from flapping his lips about me. Cat is chasing people down, not as much today, right, as in the past. There are people that's selling with my fake signature. I think I might have said in my book, selling for about $10,000 on in Amazon. That's not my signature. But I would think Amazon would have some kind of rules to make sure. But anyway, that's another, since we have an Amazon guy here in the back. But I don't really give a shit. I didn't profit from it. Yeah, okay. Okay, YouTube, goodbye.